Okay, so a lot of you have been asking on my Q&A tab on TikTok on about how I draw my chibis. So this question has been asked a lot of times and this is the only chance that I got to tell you how. So I hope this helps. Although I'm not pretty good at explaining things, but I hope you can understand what I'm trying to teach here. Okay, so the program I'm using is Krita. Although I've been using Ibis Paint X on my phone for more than a while now, but I'm using Krita now. So let's start. So first, let's add a new file. This is just a tutorial. I think 1000 by 1000 pixels is okay for now. The important thing is I can show you how I draw them chibis in my style. So I add a new group layer here, then put the paint layer in that group layer. So here I use basic 5 brush for the line art, usually at 12 size. But it also depends on the canvas size, so sometimes size 12 is just too thin, so we'll adjust the size here. Okay, so the first thing that I always do is draw the head of the chibi. I don't follow an exact anatomy in my style. And also in this chibi style, I don't care about overlapping lines or lines that look like a mistake, since this is my style. So let's draw Levi. Okay. Next is I draw the body. I always separate the body from the head by adding a new layer, and I do this so that when I make mistakes, it will always be easier for me to erase or move the layer. I forgot to tell you that I'm using a Huion Kamvas 13. It's really a good pen display. I bought it online. It's available on Shopee and Amazon for about $200 more or less. Then for the face, I also separate them on a new layer, so it'll be easier for me to edit mistakes and move the layers. So this lazy chibi art style may look easy, but it really also takes time to draw. Drawing human bodies would take me about 3 or more days to finish. Okay, so how about that one? In this style, I don't draw the noses because they look kind of weird for me if I put a nose. So I just don't add a nose. Okay, so here's the finished line art. And the next thing is coloring. So I add a new group layer, then add a new paint layer and put it inside that group layer. I use this brush, basic one, for coloring. I also use the brush that I use for the line art so that it'll be easier for me to color the edges. Let's take this image for the color palette using eyedropper tool. Okay, for coloring, I only use one layer for all the colors for skin, hair, clothes, and eyes. I think the line art for this art style is what matters more to me. The colors are easier to do. I don't use the bucket tool when coloring the inside of the line art because it doesn't always work for me. I prefer coloring it manually. I'm not saying you shouldn't use the bucket tool. The bucket tool is also useful if you're comfortable with it. I only use the bucket tool for background color change, like the solid background changes, and none other. Okay, so here it is. Now let's fix this line art first, because here's a white line. So when things like this happen, I add another layer below all the layers, then use the bucket tool and add a plain gray background. So you can see that it's from the line art. Let's fix it. Okay, next will be the shading. Let's add a new layer and enable Inherit Alpha. It's like clipping layer on Ibis Paint. Alpha Lock is different from Inherit Alpha. Then put that layer's blending mode on multiply and choose a grayish shade with a little tint from red to yellow colors, or any color that you want. Now let's put a light source. Then let's shade. My shading isn't always right or accurate in the style, but at least you get the concept. But don't follow what I do. It's always better to follow basic shading rules. If you're satisfied, then this is the finished drawing. But this next step is optional. It's adding highlight on the hair. I used to do this on my previous chibi videos, but I got lazy. Anyway, add a new layer, Inherit Alpha, choose his hair color and choose a lighter color, and then draw. And there you have it. So please subscribe here to my YouTube channel because I may make more of these tutorials soon. And thank you so much for your support on TikTok. Words aren't really enough to thank all of you guys. I really love you guys so much. Thank you so much for your support on TikTok. I did not expect that much support from you guys. And I have a Facebook page where I post memes and stuff that I don't post on TikTok and Instagram. So the link will be in the description, including the link of my Instagram where I post my fan arts. So if you think that this is quite helpful, then leave a like. But if it's not, then you can add some suggestions in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. See ya!